Hello and welcome back to Distant Worlds 2. We are continuing our Boskara playthrough here, and hopefully this time our diplomacy works. Oh, looks like a Freedom Alliance has formed again. Last time this happened, they immediately lost, so maybe this will fix the glitch that we were experiencing with diplomacy, but let's see. Where we left off, we are at war with pretty much the whole galaxy. We're about to colonize these two independent colonies, and it looks like the Wekkarus, who were our kind of mortal enemy before, are down to 3 planets, and it looks like this planet is the one that is closest. And there's one here, and there's another one down here. So my goal is to try to take this one because I think this has all the artifacts on it. Although last time I took the planet with artifacts, they just all shifted to a different planet, which was a little unfortunate. War weariness is definitely up there. I would like to try to bring that down if I can. Let's go ahead and look at our capital, which is this guy. So there is... The option's not there. All right. Was it? Maybe it wasn't a building. Maybe it was... No. All right. I don't know. Not there. The option to generate all the troops. So what are our next steps? I need an invasion fleet that is relatively close by to go over there. Well, close by and has enough troops in it. This guy has 17,000, which is not a lot. So I'm thinking we might have to go this route instead. I don't like that he's probably going to go straight through a nebula, so let's head down here, and then we'll head up there from there. We do have a colony ship heading over to colonize, and we are... Here, let's go to Alliance vote. Can I vote? No, I still can't vote. Something is very broken with the voting in this game, so that is very problematic because my war weariness, aside from whatever just happened to half it, is gonna cause a major problem for us. I'm never gonna get to peace unless I actually take over all of these people and knock them out of the war. Yeah, is there a way I can... Is there like something I could hit? All right, something's funky. All right, let's go ahead and look at the colony ships. We could see you are almost to the planet. We can't actually try to colonize yet because our happiness with them is not high enough. Never mind. Apparently it is. Shaktur rise again. Okay. Shaktur war just began. Again, can't vote. Don't know what's going on there. So our war weariness shifted down by 10, which made the happiness with this independent colony go up. And now that the independent colony went up, the chance of colonizing is 100%. So I don't need to spend more money to try to make them happy, which is great. The only problem I have now is and it's good that my war weariness went down. That was a big concern. It was a negative 18 when we started this, but I just don't have any end in sight given that we can't declare peace with anybody. I am ultimately going to have to push back the Atuk Dominion. We look at the victory condition, we can see it says the Shaktur Axis victory already happened. So I don't know why it said we just went to war again. Good news is we're the same strength as the Atuk Dominion, so hopefully we can kind of double down on that and make some progress and try to take out the Mortallan territory. We're not at war with them, are we? We are not. They're actually part of our axis, so we're good. Good for now, anyway. I do worry that taking out smaller empires is going to change the dynamic of these victory conditions, because it's, 75% of the galaxy's population. I just don't know how, if an empire goes away, if that's going to change anything. Suppose we'll find out one way or the other. All right, we do have a lot of cash on hand, so I do want to rebuild any of these fleets that have kind of gone to the wayside. I think there's a lot of opportunity here to get everything back up. All right, we got this built, or colonized, I should say. And they're already mostly assimilated, so that's really good. New scientists, always a good thing. Our science has been growing and growing. Looks like we are running around building more construction stuff. We have more resort locations. So many. Okay. Oh, looks like the AI's having the same idea. Start to queue it up at the same time. I think I do want to go in and recruit some of these prisoners. Are there any scientist prisoners? There's not. There are a lot of spies. So let's just take a minute to click through some of these recruits. I don't know if I'm going to get a ton, but the more spies we have, the better off we're going to be, because they can try to steal some of these older techs just to flush out the tech tree. We could have counter spies happening. All good possibilities. I do like the racial trait on some of these, like the strikes from shadow, careful weaver. I do think those are very handy. I don't have a ton of money, but I do have some. I do want to build a couple more fleets as well. I think 5 invasion fleets is okay, but as we're starting to scale up, I do need to build more. They take so long to actually fill up with troops that I need some that are actually going around capturing stuff while others are recuperating and refilling their troops. Speaking of which, I probably should look through and check our settings. I want to say at the very beginning of the game, I might have changed the settings for troops. I just want to make sure that it's set to something we want. Okay, all spies are recruited. We now have 19 spies, which is crazy. Hopefully that'll result in some good stuff. All right, military. Nope, I want troops. Troops. Yes, attack troop level very high. Do not scrap troops. Colony garrison level. We'll leave that normal for now. I think that's fine. Okay. All good there. You're still moving, but you got to be getting close. Yeah, you're where I need you to be. All right, we're going to come up and try to invade this planet. See if we can actually capture some of these resources here. Not sure we'll be able to, but we could try. This will be really nice to get these hardened armor and the next couple techs, and then I'll be retrofitting most of my ships. Free tech is always good tech. I am going to go ahead and build another invasion fleet. I'm going to form it from existing ships just to, you know, fill up what we got. And then I will, let's see, IFO7. And then we can go ahead and retrofit as much of it as possible. We already had a bunch of troops on this. Not all of them, but we're going to go ahead and retrofit them, get them in the order we want them to be, and then probably retrofit them again by the time some of this tech is done. I'm fighting a little bit of a cold, so if you hear me sniffling or I sound muffled, I do apologize. All right, let's see. Colony ships. Somebody's got to be going over here, right? You are queued for colonization. I still can't vote. All right, maybe you're loading up to then come over here and colonize? I'm not sure. Something funky's going on. Speaking of which, let's just sort new colonies by suitability. We can see, I mean, a lot of these are in enemy territory, but not all of them are, like these guys aren't. These guys are low. I don't want to tag those, I don't think. Did this guy ever make it back? I mean, this guy's been limping along for 10 episodes. Like, just trying to make it to the nearest planet to repair. Like, I really want to see him make it before the end of the game. I don't know if he will, but be nice to see him try. All right, we are getting real nice and close to this planet. I can't. Just can't accept peace, sorry. I gotta stop these pop-ups somehow. All right, let's bombard the planet. See if we can knock out the shields. That would be the ideal situation. There's a good population on this planet. All right. Good invasion. Should be able to pretty easily win this. All right, let's load those troops back up. These are all being rebuilt. Super hardened armor's done. Another research breakthrough. Gives us another scientist, which is awesome. I got to imagine I can load more troops than that. Looks like I can. All right, I'm going to set these guys to automatic for a little bit. Another research breakthrough on improved interceptors. Take a look at the tech tree here. So that was the human-specific one that we finished stealing, it looks like. Don't care that much about stealth. Let's add improved habitability on there just to see if we get the AI to start building some terraforming facilities. All right, it does look like our fleets are kind of starting to build up here. Invasion fleets, I should say. So let's go ahead and look at war targets. We want do an invasion of that planet. I think most of these other ones I've already looked. I'm not close enough to be able to invade. Oh, look at that. Looks like they were all doing a bunch of techs all at the same time. Very nice. I can't do that one. Maybe if I could start knocking some of these people out of the war, that would be helpful. Good news is it looks like all of them are evading detection. So We've definitely stolen a lot more tech. And any progress is good progress. You're retrofitting, which is great. All right, you're coming over to invade here. Oh, and you're really close, too. All right, question is, did we get the artifacts? We did. We actually got them this time. They did not escape with them. So nothing too crazy here. I mean, this one's pretty good. Plus 25% facility savings empire-wide. This gives good quality everything across the entire empire. Yeah, not bad. So mostly just research on the rest of them. All right, we lost a little ground against these guys, but Wekkarus we are just decimating. I mean, they don't even have fleets anymore. I think we've pretty much just tapped them out. Speaking of which, did we look at Wekkarus colonies? We did not. I could definitely queue invasions of those. All right, Actarian territory has been wiped out. That refreshes our We Reign Supreme bonus, which is really nice. All of that comes under my control. I mean, we're just going to have to wipe all this stuff out. I don't really have any other choice. That did not move the needle for the Mortalon territory, I don't think. They were at 54%. It did move us up to 48%, so that's good. We did flag the only 2 planets the Wekkarus have left for invasion, so the AI should automatically go and invade those planets. Colony mission aborted. Don't do that. Let's retreat when... Were you trying to colonize here? I mean... Whatever. Wekkarus ain't exactly the right species, but there's more Boskaran than anything on the planet, so I'm not really that worried about it. I still can't vote. All right, these shields are much needed, so I'll be very happy to have these. Can I crash research these? Yes, I can. It will cost a good chunk of change, but worth it. Are there any mining stations that I'm able to gobble up? A little. Nothing too crazy. We apparently are running a little low on some of these materials. Okay, this has been colonized. Let's go ahead and build the administration facility. I feel like it's pretty common for us to get this Tabrakian granite as the free resource. How's this going here? I mean, it is moving. It's just moving incredibly slow. I wonder if I could send a construction ship over there. Just to... Can you repair this? I don't think it could do anything. It's so weird because it says nothing is... Maybe it's just out of fuel. Can I build some just fuel tankers? We just build like 20 fuel tankers that can just fly around the galaxy and do whatever they want. You aborted your mission. I do not want you to. Oh, were you colonizing here? All right, we're going to retrofit and get attack fleet 3 up. Let's build a defense fleet and another defense fleet. We are clearly tapped out on cash for the moment, but looks like we'll get it back pretty quick. Things are very much in the positive for us at the moment. Just checking out our spies, it looks like some of them are stealing tech that's, you know, pretty high probability of getting it. So there's still tech in the tree that we definitely will benefit from stealing. Let's try to get as much of this retrofit as possible. And topped up. All right, we did successfully take over this planet. Let's wait to get a little cash back, and then we'll build a facility on this planet. Oh, it already has one. I was like, why can't I build this? All right, another Shaktur virus ended. Hyperfusion reactor V2 done. So that's a nice little upgrade. We're going to have new capital ships and new transports, new colony ships, new carriers. Once those are done, I think I will retrofit all the ships because I'm going to need to build new designs for that stuff anyway. It'd probably be nice to get this heavy bomber done. And then maybe space superiority fighters. I think that could be an improvement. And at some point, I need to start working on the ground troop techs. Just to beef up the strength of our forces. All right, this fleet looks like it's mostly been retrofit, except for a couple of these guys. Let's start repositioning our fleets to be more located in this area. Some of these guys I'd like to wipe out if I can. Feel like these are probably appropriate spots for defensive fleets. Not worried about over here because my allies are over there now. But over here might be a good idea. Problem is I can't... the colors are so similar. I'm having a hard time discerning which one's us. All right, we'll get a defensive fleet over there. And probably another invasion fleet or two. All right, we'll set a home base for invasion fleet 4 here as well. And then maybe up here for 5, 6, and 7. Just because that'll get us in between a bunch of different territories. I like to set the home base as the planet rather than the spaceport, because the spaceport can be destroyed and then it will find a new place to make a home. I think I'd just rather force it to be in this area. But yeah, I think I can start invading a bunch of these. I don't know, like they have a lot of independent ships, but I'm not seeing a ton of fleets for them. So they must be pretty cash strapped. They've been at war for I don't know, the last 10 episodes with these guys, so I'm guessing their economy is just completely shot and they can't support ships anymore. All right, we do have this flag for invasion, although nothing is invading yet. Most of these fleets are still loading ships. In the meantime, we are continuing to expand. Let's go ahead and look at the other acts. Let's see. This is defense strength, assault tactics. But I wanted to queue those up, so I might as well do that now whilst I can. The AI will eventually build these buildings, but I'd rather have them built sooner than later because they make the colony happier. and they reduce corruption, and they add 10 development, all of which helps get it up and running faster. So if I got the cash and I'm able to support it, I might as well build them as soon as possible. Speaking of which, there is nothing that needs to be upgraded. Any other new colonies I can tag? I think there's one here. So as I colonize more stuff, it looks like I'm discovering new areas, new colonies that I can colonize. So might as well keep expanding while I can, when I can. Welcoming new friends, very nice. So that is something that should go on probably my largest revenue planet, which is not this, even though it's at the top of the list. Looks like it's this. And it was already building it there automatically. So this gives us extra diplomacy and extra tourism income. It's in a Took specific building, but since we stole it, we can build it. I really want to start wiping some of these people out, so I'm hoping that AI stops flying around doing stuff here and actually send somebody to invade this planet. I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's filling up all of my fleets, but like this fleet is completely full. And this is within range, so not really sure why it's not auto-invading it. Thankfully, our war awareness has not changed much at all, if any. Colonization mission got aborted. I need to figure out why that happened. Looks like you were going to colonize this planet, so let's just manually tell you to do that. You ran away because this was here. But they're an ally, so they're not going to attack. Might as well get the planet. Take a look at the victory conditions. 54, 49. So we're creeping up on 50. 21% to go. Looks like that's not the Atuk. That's the Beacon. Well, we got the money, so we might as well crash research everything we can. We got two more big techs, and then I think ultimately, because the Torrent Drive V2 I can get later after the ship's been retrofit. It's like an in-place upgrade, so I won't need a retrofit to make that happen. I do want to wipe out the Wekkarus before I retrofit, though, because I don't want the invasion fleets delaying even further. What are you doing? Well, you're displeased, but you're not at war, I don't think, so that's fine. Right, is there anyone even remotely close that I could just... IFO 6, you're going to load troops, but you have 42,000. I think that's plenty. Let's just send you down here manually. Alright, our invasion fleet is getting nice and close to the what I think is the last Wekkarus Commonwealth planet. We look at them. Yeah, it says they have one planet left. And it is, their population is the same as the population of this planet, so hopefully this will perk things up a little bit. I got 2 years left on the We Reign Supreme, so I'm curious to see if this extends it or what happens with this. Let's go bombard this planet. See if we can knock out this. Research breakthrough, nice. Found some armor that Probably is worse weapon tech than what we already have. Alright, invade. How's our reputation? Still pretty high, even with the bombardment. Wekkarus Commonwealth eliminated. Very nice. So that officially is ours now. Alright, so the We Reign Supreme bonus did not refresh. So it still expires in like 2 years. A little unfortunate. I thought it would refresh because that was the... Maybe it's only the original capital. Which I guess makes sense because like every time the capital moves, if you just keep taking over that planet over and over again, I can see how that would be a little questionable. Alright, let's queue up some of these planets for invasion. I'm going to try to let the AI do most of this now. Especially because they all seem pretty weak overall. So our fleets should be able to handle it. Try and hit the Atuk while they're weakened and don't seem to have many defensive fleets or anything. Looks like our fleets are already queuing up to go to work. Very nice. I do need to build more invasion fleets. It's never enough. It seems to be the bottleneck is the invasion fleets. Our military's definitely been ramping up. We're up to 3.5 million, which isn't as good as I would like it to be, but it's getting there. And then when I retrofit all these, that's gonna make it even better. This guy limped any closer? A little bit. He is getting there. I do want to look at fuel ships. Like, can I come in there and transfer fuel to him? Maybe that'll get his reactor back online. He can finally get over here. I don't know why, like, they're sitting there with no nothing. Why would they do that? Well, we didn't pick a fuel ship that was close, unfortunately. Although it looks like the vast majority got built over on that side anyway, so I guess that was kind of the closest one. All right, we got our next tech done. Let's go ahead and crash research that. Try to make some more progress. One more year, we'll have the mega carriers done. I can retrofit my ships. Thankfully, we've been very minimal on growing any war weariness. Everything's been really good. All right, we took over another planet. I mean, I'm just going to invade everywhere it says I can. This is an outpost. I mean, not great, but could upgrade it. Shaktur have been growing. See, we're at 7 planets. Now they're at 10. These guys are all really weak. I think they're all like, not single empire, but very, very small empire. Looks like we could take one of their colonies. I'm at war with these guys, right? Yes. Before I just start taking over people's colonies. Like, oh, sorry. I wasn't actually at war with you. Yeah, these guys I'm at war with. Be nice to get offset some of their mission score. Get all my wars into the positive. Definitely doing pretty good against the Atuk right now. Which is, it's good twofold because everything I take from them makes my score go up, but also makes their score go down. And they were ahead of me, so Now they're not. I'm up to 50. They're down to 43. So I gotta just get past the Mortalans. Another new scientist appeared. 16,000 research. Pretty good. Got 2 more research bonuses sitting around here. Hopefully we'll tag those pretty soon. Most of my invasion fleets are still flying around to invade. 2 more invasions complete. Definitely trending in the right direction. The next fleet retrofit is going to be, it's going to be rough because all of our invasion fleets are going to retrofit to new ships, and then they're going to have the capacity to get more troops, so they're going to fly around and do that too. All right, so we got that tech done. Some of the stuff's only a couple days, so I guess I'll wait for that to get closed out before I retrofit. Did I flag all the pirate stuff as, you know, wipe it out? Yeah, non-pirate stuff's cluttering up this interface. I can't really tell. Still feel like our weapon tech is not where it should be. I did say I wanted to knock out the point defense, so let's queue that up as well. Although I'm not going to wait around for that. I don't think I actually have a fleet design yet, so not gonna wait around for that yet. Let's go ahead and build up all of these. I don't know why I slept on this so long, but each one of these gives me research, and research equals faster tech. Faster tech equals steamrolling even faster. So I feel like that's all good things to do. So these ship designs we do not want. And these ship designs we do not want. Alright, so wave bomber versus strike bomber. Looks like strike bomber has better stuff, although there's less damage reduction. Less than ideal, because I think ultimately we're going to have a better bomber at some point relatively soon. Heavy battleship seems to be the way we want to go. Alright, Titan blasters. It did the pulse wave cannons, which I don't know why it did that. I'm just going to do Titan blasters across the board. And then I think this flux barrier armor was our like next armor. All right, we'll go with that. I feel like I need a better weapon. I mean, we have it queued up, but we're not there yet. I could do phaser cannons. It might be good. All right, well, you have an idea of what I plan on doing with the ship redesign. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that in between episodes. There's no sense in spending a bunch of time redoing all that right now. But I think what I want to look at here is just no new artifacts, but all the ones we have are pretty solid. We have every possible planet that is above 20 flagged for colonization that we can. Some of them are beyond range, so we just can't do it yet, but at some point we will be able to. If we look at these planets by revenue, we could see we got a couple brand new ones that are drains on the economy, but we're snowballing to the point where that doesn't really matter anymore. The positives are way offsetting the negatives, and they will be. Although we're going to take a hit in 2 months when this expires, because all colony happiness is plus 20 right now across the entire empire. We're going to lose that. So this is probably going to half, or maybe maybe a little bit less. We are up to 159 colonies, which is a big leap forward. Fleet-wise, we're still hovering around 3.5 million. I just retrofit some ships, so that's gonna rebuild as they reconstruct the bombers and strike fighters, all that good stuff. As far as the war goes, I think we're focusing on the Atuk. Looks like we've taken 8 of their planets so far, so we're gonna keep pressing on that. Hopefully we'll at least capture a good chunk here. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to go to peace again until, I mean, I might, the game seems to think we're still, even though it says we have a Shaktur Access victory, it seems to still think we are in this war. So I might have to come in here and wipe these guys out. I'll just have to, let's see how that goes. All right, so next episode, I'm going to keep pushing on the Atuk, hopefully knocking them down to, well, 0, but if I can at least knock them back and take over, consolidate more of this territory, I think then maybe I could dip out of this alliance so I could stop with the pop-ups and craziness, and hey, maybe even go to war with the Mortalians and try to push them back a little bit. Look at the victory conditions, 54%, 51%, 42%. So we're definitely a close number 2. And I'm sure next episode will be number 1. And then hopefully we can push through and maybe even get a victory. But I think it might be a couple episodes. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, see more content in the future, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.